Prospera Place. We know the agreement with GSL is quickly approaching, 5 years out. You and the city have made it known that you are looking for a new operator. In the meantime, GSL has come forward with, as a layman, what I saw was a very interesting proposal, very good proposal, it seemed, on the face of it. Expanding the facility, more seats, dressing rooms, better lighting, a new entranceway, basically a remodeling of much of the facility. I'm sure you've had a chance to look at that presentation. Did you like what you saw? Are they in the ballpark, or are we still looking at probably going with another provider, if possible?
A little bit of the story, the background on this is that over the years there have been, discussions around maintenance and upkeep of Prospera Place, and also the agreements that are in place with the Rockets. And so when I came into office, I went down to Vancouver and spent some time with GSL, and outlined and sent a communication and outlined specifics over this lease is coming up. 5 years goes by very fast. We need to start planning for this. Let's look at doing some preliminary work on this, and these are the things that we needed to kind of discuss, and we would like them received by January 15th of 2024. January 15th of 2024 came and left, and we hadn't received anything at that particular point in time. There was the intention of the Rockets to potentially look at the Memorial Cup, and all these are large business decisions that need to be made. And if we're going to engage with the CHL, or if we're going to engage on the potential that we need to be able to establish timelines and meet those timelines and not miss those timelines. So when that came and left, what we had decided is that this is serious for our community. The events that facility can hold, the economic impact for our community is large. We believe that maybe we need to go out for expressions of interest. And we are continuing on that path. We are developing what the requirements are of that expression of interest at this particular point in time, and see what other entity is interested in potentially coming into this community and putting sporting events and also entertainment and redesigning or rebuilding, because we don't know what else is out there. We're appreciative that GSL had forwarded that information to us, and we do have that information, but the expression of interest is going to basically outline some of the specifics that we're looking for. It may fall into that category and it may not fall into that category, but that will be something that we learn over the next few months on whether or not it meets what we're looking and how we're looking at advancing that facility, and in combination with that, other facilities that are aligned with that facility within our community.
Looking at the timelines, the contract, the service contract ends in 2029. The Rockets are potentially looking at a 2026 Memorial Cup bid. The improvements that would need to be made between now and 2026, how would that happen if you are going with another provider?
We have, again, had preliminary discussions with the Rockets that if they chose to bid, because they have not yet, I mean, if they do choose to and they look at doing that we would go into a MOU with the Rockets and the CHL to make certain and to backstop, to make certain that what amendment or what changes or what facility requirements were needed, that we would look at being there to put the capital forward in order to make certain that the facility upgrades were at the level that the CHL wanted it to be at. It is the city's asset. It is our asset at the end of the day. So those upgrades would be a positive step forward. And depending upon who the future operator is in the future, there may be a recovery on those costs built in based upon the time frame that they operate the business. But it would also help preserve the assets. I mean, I understand last week at one of the Rockets games that the clock went out for a couple of minutes. As I had said before, I mean, that clock has been there a long time. It was a used clock when it came in, and I'm not even certain, if cell phones were around when that clock went in there. So, the technology has advanced substantially through that period of time. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to create an environment that when individuals spend their hard-earned money and go to an event within this community, that they're getting the best experience possible. And so I question whether or not they're receiving the best experience possible, and that's what we're trying to advance.